Welcome to episode 7, season 1 of the Spotter's Guide. As promised, we are going to try to track down some cassiterite this time, and I explored quite a bit of the granite entrance mine shaft, and that thing goes all over the place, and I think it even heads out towards that area, so it's a fairly large cave system. What I ended up doing is digging in here because I was actually looking for some smooth basalt and such, and I struck out pretty well. Is the bottom of this basalt layer is at 47, so that's a very good, the top layer of where you're going to find quite a few ores. We then go into limestone, which is a material needed for shaping and welding double ingots, which is very, very handy. And then after I got through the limestone, you can see it kind of mix and matching here, is I get back into granite. So this is a granite layer that's at the bottom end of where ore commonly spawns. So this ended up working out really well. I just wanted to point out this, is I was not mining smartly while doing my staircase, and I had a little cave in. Only like 4 pieces or so fell right about here, but as you can see I just broke into what should have been a cave, but yeah, let me get rid of that debugging crap. What should have been a cave, and instead is the result of a fairly large cave-in. This is probably going to take quite a bit to clear out, but it's not what I'm interested in this particular area, although I still seem to be mining it for no reason. What I am interested in is this microcline, traces of cassiterite. That is what we are looking for. So we're going to be using the prospecting pick. We're going to try to trace down those traces of cassiterite. But the first thing I wanted to show you is how I actually have been getting oh, I don't have any on me. How I've been getting blocks of just the actual stone instead of cobblestone. And that right there is going to do it for that, so I'll use it for the granite here. So this is an actual piece of granite, not a piece of cobblestone granite. And these are going to be used to make anvils and metallurgy tables and such like that. So the way that you get them is by just mining in a specific pattern. Is you want to free the block from all the other blocks around it. When that happens, it will automatically drop as a block of that type of stone. So for this block here, I already have it excavated on 1, 2, 3, 4 of these sides. So it's just the bottom, which we can take out there, and then it's the block behind it that's holding it in place. And when you do that, it drops as an actual piece of that stone. And now I did that down this entire stairwell, and so that's how I have all the basalt and some limestone and a bit of granite up in that box up there. And I'll be using those for exactly what I just mentioned, is there's another one, for anvils and for the metallurgy table and such. But for now, what I'm going to do is we're going to hopefully tap that. There we go, large sample of cassiterite. So from here, in every single direction, this is just where I'm going to start doing my large mine. We're at a good level. We're in the middle of a granite block, so I'm going to mark this as our central point, and then I'm just going to mine 12 in that direction, 12 in that direction, not 12 in that direction. I'll probably loop around behind or do something like that, but also 12 in that direction. So I'm just going to go out and find where we need to be going, and I'm going to try to do this as smartly as possible. One thing I have found to be true is that cave-ins will destroy your ore. So you really, really, really do not want to have a cave-in where potentially it's your ore blocks that could be tumbling in. When I first saw the signs of cassiterite, and then I saw the cave-in happen, I was really, really worried. But when I tapped down here and it still came out pretty good, I was less worried. So just going to make this really simple and go like this. And I'll probably do this in a time-lapsey fashion here. Oh, unless, of course, that is it right there. That would just be way too good to hope for. Let me get rid of So we might go from looking for cassiterite to smelting cassiterite. Let me just, oh, look at that, that's beautiful. Alright, time to see what it is. That looks like, microcline. I actually do not know what microcline is used for. I did look up the sylvite from the previous episode, and it's a type of bitter salt. It says from the Wikipedia page that it's used for sulfur, so no metallic use in that. I'm betting that that's going to be part of the agriculture updates that that Biox has been rumored to be working on. So we know where the microline is. Oh, don't know if you heard that horn, but that just scared the crap out of me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there we go, 6 away. Always mining the top first. So there's 10. 11. 12. Alright, so what this does for us with the prospecting pick is that when tapping this block here, which we've already done, and we found the cassiterite, I believe it was a large sample of cassiterite. If we tap this block was out of its range. So this block will contain this area as well as everything in that general direction that I'm looking at right now. So medium sample of cassiterite, it's possible that it's finding an entirely different pool of ore. So you always want to take a couple of readings here. Very large sample of microcline. I bet you that's what we just found back there. So I'm going to say that what we'd found was most likely just an edge of the one that we were looking for. And I do recommend that you go back and you tap very large, nothing. Oop, very large. I do have one more of those. And tap all the way back. So very large sample. It was only medium when we got down here, and without taking more samples, unfortunately. Very large. It may have actually been that medium one was an entirely different set, since everything else that's hit cassiterite is saying large sample. So going to get rid of the rest of this cave in. I just don't want it falling on our heads at the wrong time here. No, you really don't want to be mining upwards. So it's like, you know, do the one block and clearing out one is fine, but this one right here, this is dangerous. That's what you really don't want to be doing, and that's exactly, I just figured I'd show you guys over and over again by doing it that that's what you don't want to do. Looks like the same pattern. Most of the patterns are the same though, so that's not necessarily a good guarantee. Always mine at the upper edge whenever possible. So I'm trying to keep myself safe because I don't want to ruin. There's apparently tons of ore around here, and if there's another cave, oops. I also got a significant amount of torches. I have some more up in the box and such as well. Let me keep on with the normal pattern. The fact that we found it so quickly was actually interesting, to say the least. I'm going to keep mining out. You can see how large this is here. Because that was the other thing I was mentioning, is it is difficult to find the ores, but when you find them, it's usually a fairly good collection. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not going to be able to go forward without mining a couple more of this. And then we have 11 and 12. I think it's a fairly safe bet as to what readings we're going to be getting here. Very large sample of cassiterite, nothing. Large sample of microline, cassiterite. So in general, we're still in the right area. It definitely seems to be on this side of the staircase though, so that's good news for us. We don't have to try to dig over there behind it. Now just to clear away some of the cave-in over here, and it looks like we might have to deal with, kind of looked like like there was light back there. Oh. What skeleton? Ah. One of the other things I did is I got myself some leather pants. It doesn't help a lot, but it does help a little. I'm fairly tired, I must say. Oh, just look how long this... hello, Mr. Spider. Look how large this cave-in was, though. I mean, this is what I was talking about, how devastating they actually can be. Is... Oh. Yeah. This is actually pretty good news for us, seeing this level of rock down here. Let me go... I'm going to say it's not basalt. It looks a little bit brighter. Shale? Yeah, that was my second guess, even though I have no way of proving that. So it's nice to find another ore. I mean, we're still in that good around 30 layer. So I'm eager to see what all these caves can do and just exploring them all. Finding the ores, and that's why I pretty much play this mod, and why I like this mod so much is it's a little more difficult, but the excitement of what you can find, it's different than just, oh look, there's gold, or you know, it's like there's 8 ways of getting well, pretty much everything except for tin. Not really 8. That's a bit of an exaggeration. But it's exciting to be able to go and explore and see what you're going to find around the corner, and hopefully, you know, it's not always a spider biting you in the face. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I do believe that is 12. So I know there was... Ooh, wow, that was dangerous to do. Why did I do that? I know there's a guide that will actually help you use the pick in a similar manner to what I'm doing. I haven't read the whole thing, so I'm not sure if they're suggesting mining out further, but it might be a little bit better than what I'm doing. But I figured I'd just give you guys a guideline here. Okay, so a medium, I'm actually thinking the medium has a possibility of just grabbing the edge of that and just having not enough pieces to see that it's a really huge deposit. Small sample of cassiterite. So that's a medium sample, nothing of interest. Very large, so we're good enough to see most of the microline here. And this is where, oh, very large, so it's also very large. Very large, very small. See, I don't think I could go from very large to small. So I'm thinking that there's quite a few deposits around here, or it's kind of a little broken up. What we're going to do from here, though, is I do think it's safe to say, like, just going back this way a little bit and tapping here. We see the microline, we don't see the cassiterite. So I'm going to say it's fairly safe that we're going to be going from here forward looking in this general direction. Once again, the vertical skew is 6 above and 6 below, so it's possible that we're going to walk over it, but it's always best just to walk around one layer to do it first. That way things just don't get too complicated. I'm going to take a moment and go make another set of prospecting hammers, prospecting picks, sorry. Since I am fairly low, and knowing my luck, there'll be something mean up here waiting for me. Last time I had a spider fall on my head. Alrighty. So we'll just do up 2 more. Sounds like a zombie's going to come. And away we go. Let it wander around on the surface. Every creature up there is one less down here. Which is actually one of the reasons why it's better to mine at night, just in general. Okay, so what we're going to do with this whole slew of picks that we have now is I'm going to mine in this direction and just kind of outline this area to show the outline borders of the central stone that we're looking at. And smart movement is actually going to give us something that, yeah, normally you can't do that. So we did 4 to here, another 4 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Swap in a new pick. This will let us get our outline a little bit quicker. I should just be able to mine blankly through the ore. It's just awesome. Yeah, there we go. And see, we reached the other end of the tunnel here. It should be noted, where's my ore, that the ore stacks in a maximum pile of 5, and that does not look like the same kind of ore. Cassiterite, we found it. Whoa. So, yeah, the patterns and such are fairly similar, but as you can see, this is the blue, this is the microline, and then we get the dark colored here, which apparently is the cassiterite. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to blatantly, whoa, oh yeah, it'll make you stand up automatically when you are able to. Let me get down here. Is I don't want to get to the point of where we're going to cave in, because now all that could crumble down and we would lose all that ore. And not sure exactly what the micro is going to be used for as of yet, but we definitely don't want to do anything to our cassiterite. So, I don't know if that was a good enough example of how to use the prospecting pick. Let me just keep going this direction here. I'll do it from this angle just because that way the tunnels will line up a little bit better. But so you'd basically, you could go just to this next corner over here, and then you'd repeat the same process. Crouch, there we go. You'd repeat the same process of hitting the stones around the corner and seeing what it says. You definitely want to get more than just a couple samples, because you might be picking up another set of data. It could be a different ore set that just happens to be in the same area. There we go. Get myself down now. So now that we know where the other outward bound is, use our little prospecting pick. Pitch blend. Pitch blend, I think, is one of the things that has forthcoming use. Very large sample of microline. I have to keep on thinking that it's this. I mean, this is just such a huge collection of microline. Pitch blend. And there went the prospecting pick. Traces of cassiterite. I'm hoping that it's just catching the edge, because you know it would just be a couple of blocks here and then it would be done. But so that's basically how you use the prospecting pick. I hope even though I found this so easily, I hope that I explained the way to use the pick to try to narrow things down. Is you do have to do it in a fairly wide area, and this is by design. It's not intended to ever be a tap 3 blocks, check again, tap 3 blocks, check again sort of thing. To always scan around in front of you. It's supposed to do the area. It's supposed to be like what an actual prospector would do, where they're just surveying the area. They're looking through like sediment in the water. If there's a cave system, they go in and they tap the cave, and they see if there are a bare minimum of traces or what the content is going to be, and then make a basic evaluation based on that. So I'm going to pause here now, and I'm actually going to go and mine all of this as safely as I can. I will come back after that depending on the time, and if this was 20 minutes, then this will just be the end of this episode, and the next one will focus on smelting the metal. If we still have time, then I will definitely be smelting this metal and going towards the chisels that we need to make the bloomeries, because this is really where things start opening up. This is where you get your first set of metal tools and you can just start running with them, sort of deal. So talk to you in a moment.